Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Pranam, Pranam. So we can start the class. Class শুরু করতে পারি নাকি? Okay, screen sharing. So Shalini Mataji, you will be recording the class?
Yes, Prabhu, I can.
Okay, okay. Because I'm not very conversant or comfortable with Google Meet. I'm more comfortable with Zoom. But anyway,
Oh.
no problem. So you please, I'm starting with the Mangalacharan and then we will start the discussion.
Okay.
Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jeno Tasmai Shri Gurave Namo Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupam Kadamayyam Dadati Shabdaantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jutapatakamulam Shri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathannitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanitanscha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanto Swami Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesho Shunnavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpataru Hascha Kripa Sindhu Vacha Patitanang Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpathe Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Nilachala Nivasaya Nittaya Paramatmane Balabhatru Subhadrabham Jagannathaya Hite Namo Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktorinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So we welcome all the devotees for the ongoing Bhakti Shastri course from Kaiv. And today we will be starting the second section, the second module of Bhagavad Gita. So I don't know whether I can make this as a spotlight or something, I don't know. So that you take care. I am just giving the class and I will be requiring the screen sharing. So that's it. So, so this second module, it is actually the Bhakti section of the Bhagavad Gita. The entire Bhagavad Gita has been divided into 3 sections. I think it has been already discussed earlier also. So we will just briefly touch upon it because this is important to understand. So Bhakti section, why it is called Bhakti section? Okay. What was the first section that already you have completed from chapter 1 to chapter 6? What is that section called technically?
Karma Yoga.
Karma. Very good. Thank you. And this middle section, that is from chapter 7 to chapter 12, is called
Bhakti Yoga.
Bhakti Yoga. And from chapter 13 to chapter 18, this last 6 chapter, this section, third section, is called
Gyan Yoga.
Yeah. So now, the point is actually the Bhagavad Gita. Now the question comes. Now whether this first 6 chapter, the first section is only Karma Yoga? What do you think? It is only about Karma Yoga?
it was about bhakti also little bit. But by karma,
Okay, anyone else? Because see, my class will be very much interactive. I like interactive class, not like I will be the speaker only. Okay. So I will be asking questions and I will be expecting all of your full participation. Okay. So nothing to worry, nothing to be tensed. If you whatever is coming in your mind, just speak. Okay. So my question is whether the first section is only about karma yoga. What do you mean by karma yoga? Anyone can explain in one sentence? Karma yoga. What is karma yoga? You have completed the first section. Should be able to answer. What is karma yoga? Anyone?
uh, Prabhu, work according to Shastra, Ved following work is karma.
Okay. Anyone else?
হরে কৃষ্ণ প্রভুজি,
Hare Krishna.
আমি বাংলাতে বলছি যে
Hmm.
আমাদের সমস্ত ইন্দ্রিয় এবং সমস্ত কর্মকে মানে সমস্তটাই কৃষ্ণ কেন্দ্রিক করা, ইন্দ্রিয় মন সবকিছুই ভগবানকে কেন্দ্রীভূত করে যে কোনো কর্ম করা, যাতে আমরা মানে কর্মবন্ধনে আবদ্ধ না হই।
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Pranam. Karma Yoga is Buddhi Yoga.
Karma yoga is Buddhi yoga. What is Buddhi yoga then?
Buddhi Yoga means when we endorse our all indriyas with expectation of karma result, what we want according that the result should come against that karma.
That is Buddhi
karma
yoga. That is karma yoga. Okay. Anyone else would like to try?
Krishna Prabhuji,
Yes.
working for Krishna, surrendering our results of our actions to Krishna.
Sorry, last sentence.
Surrendering the results of our actions to Krishna. Without any fruitive actions.
Fruitive action. Okay. 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 All of you are correct, mostly correct. See, basically, the Karma Yoga section. Vishwarup Prabhu, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, Prabhu, I wanted to say that when we want to connect to Krishna through our karma, so that is what we call karma yoga.
Yes. This is also a very good point Vishwarup Prabhu has added along all of your points. See, first of all, we need to understand the entire Bhagavad Gita is all about Bhakti Yoga. Okay. Now, why the first section is called Karma Yoga? Because this is the first stepping stone for a sadhaka to start to approach to start the Bhakti Yoga. Okay, I think the last part of the section, the second module, I think you have already understood, you have already listened to the quotes, and you have read in the purport that how Prabhupada was telling one very, very important analogy Prabhupada has given about Bhakti Yoga. Can anyone remember from the 6.47 purport? Because that will help to understand the entire concept, entire correlation between these three sections. And that is one.
যোগিনামপি সর্বেষাং
That is the verse. But that is the important analogy.
যিনি শ্রদ্ধা সহকারে সমস্ত মন দিয়ে আমাকে শ্রদ্ধাপূর্বক ভজনা করেন,
সেগুলো তো আছে, সেগুলো তো
তিনি আমার সবথেকে প্রিয়।
ট্রান্সলেশন শ্লোকের আমি বলছি ইন দ্য পারপোর্ট, তাৎপর্যে প্রভুপাদ ভক্তিযোগকে একটা বিশেষ বিষয়ের সঙ্গে কম্পেয়ার করে উদাহরণ দিয়েছেন, একটা দৃষ্টান্ত দিয়েছেন। হি হ্যাজ গিভেন অ্যান অ্যানালজি উইথ ফর দ্য ভক্তি যোগা টু আন্ডারস্ট্যান্ড দ্য এন্টায়ার কনসেপ্ট অফ ভক্তি যোগা or the supremacy of Bhakti Yoga, or whatever you can tell, like why Bhakti Yoga or why Bhagavad Gita is all about Bhakti Yoga. That is the important analogy. Okay, you should read once again. Prabhupada has compared Bhakti Yoga with Mount Everest. Can you remember that sentence? There is a sentence in the purport of 6.47. What does it mean? Mount Everest, that is the culmination of all yoga. So Karma Yoga means the karma, through karma we are approaching Bhakti Yoga. Okay, through karma. And Jnana Yoga section is that thing that when we are approaching Krishna or Bhakti Yoga through Jnana. Actually, what is Karma Yoga? Karma Yoga means we have a natural propensity to do karma. Why we have a natural propensity to do karma? Because soul is active or inactive. What do you think? Soul is active or inactive?
Active.
Active. So that activity has to be channelized. Okay. So that's why we cannot remain inert, because we are living entity. We are not non-living entity. So we have some propensity to act. Now, that action should be, till now, the orientation or direction of that action was towards us. Towards us means to satisfy our senses, to satisfy ourselves. Karma Yoga means, yes, Krishna says, okay, you have the propensity to do karma, you do the karma, but you do karma for the satisfaction of me. Yogarthat karmana. So when we direct our karmic propensity towards Krishna, towards Yoga, not even Krishna. Krishna said Yoga. Yoga means something we when we say Yoga is Yoga by Vishnu, we know. But that understanding, that correlation between Yoga and Vishnu, particularly those who are at Karma Yoga stage, is not very clear, is not very prominent. Their main thing is that I am doing something. Some activity is happening. If the activity is not happening, then he is not feeling that he is not satisfied that I am doing something. I want to do something. So that doing propensity is channelized towards yoga. Krishna never said that do karma for me. He has not said, he has not used the word mam. Mam word, my to myself has not used. He has used the word yogarthat. Yogarthat karmana. Okay, so that is a huge difference between yoga and Krishna. Though yoga is Krishna. Okay, but here Krishna will use mostly this from Bhakti Yoga section. Krishna will use in entire in the first section, you will hardly find Krishna is using the first person. Prathama Purush is not using Prathama Purush. First person is not using. Mostly third person he is speaking. Why? Question should come. I am waiting for your answer. Okay, you should think. So because it is not direct, it is an indirect path. It is the first step. In second chapter, there is one sloka where Krishna first used the mam. Okay, that is the word is matparav. That word was there, matparav. That was a little hints of Bhakti Yoga. Okay, so that's why that section is Karma Yoga, because Arjuna was renouncing the battlefield. He was choosing a path of inert path, which is not actually natural for Arjuna, who is a Kshatriya, who is a Grihastha. So Krishna need to activate Arjuna. Krishna need to bring him in Karma Kshetra. He need to activate his activities, natural propensities. That's why he has given Karma Yoga. Actually, he has given Karma Yoga also for us, because Arjuna is actually Uttama Bhakta, is a Nitya Siddha Bhakta. But like for Arjuna, Krishna has given, keeping Arjuna as an audience, Krishna has given this knowledge for a preliminary sadhakas. So that is all about Karma Yoga. We are reorienting our karmic propensities towards Krishna, towards yoga, which is something divine, which is something selfless. So we need to understand that this is a selfless. That's why this is this karma yoga activity is free from fruitive mentality, fruitive motivation. That I don't want anything for me. I am doing it for yoga. But actually there is something for me. What is that? I want this activity. I cannot stop this activity. So that is, I have some inclination towards karma, and that inclination is dovetailed towards Krishna, towards divinity. This is all about. So that's why karma yoga is leading towards bhakti yoga. And when this karma yoga get matures in knowledge, it becomes jnana yoga. How it becomes knowledge? Because now someone is doing yoga, but he does not know who is yoga. What is this divinity? What is this absolute truth? What is this? He has not that knowledge. When that sadhaka become mature with that knowledge, and with knowledge when he performs that activity, then that becomes Jnana Yoga, Nishkam Karma Yoga. It's going from Karma Yoga. In the Karma Yoga also there is some Shokam propensity is there, some fruitive mentality is there. And then it goes to Nishkam Karma Yoga, where it is fully free with the knowledge. With the knowledge, this Shokam is, this selfish mentality is reducing, and selfless propensity is increasing. It is a purification process. It is not a one day, one night process. It is a purification process happening. And by that, it is maturing to Jnana Yoga. And when the Jnana Yoga means he is getting the knowledge about absolute truth, about Krishna, about Yoga, about Vishnu, about the divinity. And then he is focusing his mind towards that. He is starting meditating on it. So that means Dhyana Yoga. There comes Dhyana Yoga. His focus, his meditation is becoming focused towards the divinity. So that meditation process is given. And then lastly, Krishna says that when this meditation becomes completely mature towards what? Towards Krishna Mam. There he says, Yoginam opi sarvesham madgatena antaratmana. In the previous section, he has never used that word, madgatena antaratmana. So antaratmana means the mind and intelligence. There comes the buddhi yoga. When our buddhi is connected to Krishna. So connecting mind and buddhi. Please remember this thing. Connecting mind and buddhi to Krishna. I am only thinking about Krishna. My only chintan is Krishna. That is Bhakti Yoga. And then Shraddhavan bhajate jo mam, again mam. Shame jukta tamo matam. You search this mam word before other verses. This is a homework, a side homework. Okay. Search mam word. How many mam word you get in Dhyana Yoga section, in Bhakti, in Karma Yoga section, and in Jnana Yoga section. Search it. Okay. That will give you a better understanding of why it is called Karma Yoga and what is actually Karma Yoga. It is not very easy thing actually to understand why Krishna has not used the first person in particularly the first section of the Bhagavad Gita. So we understood that this is a culmination. This already we have studied in the last section, but this is correlation is there because today the verse that we will be studying, with that also this flow of correlation is there. So up to this, I think things are clear now. You're understanding that the entire Bhagavad Gita is meant for Bhakti Yoga, but it is not the pure Bhakti Yoga lesson. Krishna is not giving from the beginning. Krishna is taking like a sadhaka, the preliminary sadhakas, step by step, from Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, and towards Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga is the culmination. So the first section is basically karmic. Krishna was speaking about the non-material entity, Atmogyan Krishna has given, and that's why Krishna is making the point that you are not material, so why your propensity should be material? Your propensity should be also some non-material objective. That should be the proper match, proper balance. Otherwise, there will be imbalance. I am material and I am going towards material. It makes sense. But I am non-material, but I am hankering from something non-material. So that is not a matching thing. So that is what all about reorienting our karmic propensity towards Krishna, towards Karma Yoga, and the Jnana section is through knowledge approaching. So this is the correlation. So today, now we will be starting the first verse of this section, that is 7.1. I will be sharing the screen.
Prabhu, I have a question regarding
Okay,
that.
yes, you can ask the question.
Yeah, you said Dhyan Yoga. So does it include Karma Yoga also? I mean, in Dhyan Yoga.
No, Dhyan Yoga, Karma Yoga is not included. It is another step towards the culmination. I said Karma Yoga means a person. Karma Yoga also has two category. One is Shakam Karma Yoga and Nishkam Karma Yoga. Nishkam Karma Yoga is maturing with the knowledge, Jnana Yoga section. And then it is coming to Jnana Yoga. Jnana Yoga section, we are understanding that Krishna is Krishna. We are understanding about Krishna. Okay, we are understanding about Krishna, but there also the Mahima Gyan is actually there. Krishna Gyan, Krishna knowledge about the Krishna is maturing, and then when the knowledge about Krishna is maturing, then he naturally wants to meditate on it. Something when we are knowing someone, like when a child know about Sachin Tendulkar, oh, he is a great cricketer. Then he started putting poster in his home and start meditating. I want to be like Sachin Tendulkar, isn't it? So same thing, when you know the knowledge, oh, he is Krishna. Krishna is so great. He is so great personality. He is all pervading. Okay, let me focus, meditate on him, meditate on him. So then meditation comes, Dhyana Yoga section. And when that Dhyana Yoga section mature, then see, Dhyan means first we are using gross senses. Karma Yoga means using gross senses. Activity, whatever gross activity we are doing, we are dovetailing that is towards divinity. Okay, then we are having the knowledge about divinity. I'm using the word divinity intentionally, because at that stage the Krishna, Shayam Krishna, about the knowledge about the Krishna is not very clear. Okay, so when the knowledge, in how we progress, it is a different way. We have come to a contact with the pure devotee. He has, from the first day, he has given this knowledge, Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. So we have been, because Prabhupada has given it this thing because he was in urgency. Okay, he was giving this, he has given Bhakti Yoga in each and every purport. Because he was thinking that the reader may die or may not read after this one page. So let me give Bhakti Yoga in all the purport. So that is a different thing. But Krishna has taken step by step. Okay, but knowing Krishna's final intention, Prabhupada was giving in his purport the final conclusion. So that is the way. So I think you are getting the point that Jnana Yoga is giving the maturing the knowledge about Krishna, about the divinity, and then so gross senses we are using at the Karma Yoga section, and towards Jnana Yoga section we are using our intellectual capability, faculty, and then in the meditation we are using subtle senses. Dhyan means we are using mind. Okay, we are using mind, and then we are in Bhakti Yoga section we are using that same mind. In Dhyana Yoga section, the mind is used for meditation for Paramatma realization, and here it is Satchidananda Bhagavan. Samagra. Today we will understand that Samagra Tattva, the Purna Tattva, Purna Bhagavan, Sharaishwarja Bhagavan. That Bhagavan we are meditating on that. So this is how the Yoga ladder, I think in the Yoga ladder section, this should have been explained in great detail. I cannot explain because I need to cover today's section. So if you have further clarification, you can one-to-one ask. Anyone can ask. I can clarify, or I can share any notes or whatever I have heard, I have understood, I can discuss. But today I need to carry on. Okay, I think Mr. Prabhu, you are clear?
Yes,
about
yes.
Okay. So this is the first verse of today's section. So this is, we are starting the Bhakti Yoga section. The chapter name is knowledge of the absolute. So you can say why we are just starting Bhakti Yoga, but the chapter name is knowledge of the absolute, because this knowledge will help us connecting with Krishna. Okay. So here you will see the word, the most of the statement of Krishna is in first person. Here you will not see Krishna is using third person. He is not speaking in third person, he is speaking in first person. So this is a speciality of this section. Till now you have mostly heard Krishna speaking in third person. Sri, how you read, whether I will be reading and you will be reading the purport? Yes, Mataji, yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Should I be sharing the screen? Because Kaushik Prabhuji had given me a seva that I should be sharing the screen. So if you are sharing, then I will not share. Like,
Because I will
what
be
is
sharing
the...
some other thing also, not only this Bhagavad
Okay,
Gita.
okay.
So I am having
Sure,
some
sure.
other thing. So if I want to share that thing, so that will be difficult. I
Yes,
think for
that's
this the recording will
absolutely
not be a
okay.
problem, na? For this the recording will not be a
No,
problem.
Shalini Mataji is recording.
Okay, so
So,
that recording will not be hampered, because I think many of you may not
no.
be hearing prayer live. You will be hearing recording later. So recording is important. So that's why. And I am very much not very
Thank you.
comfortable, though I work in my company always in Google, but giving lecture and sharing this thing is not very recording part particularly. I'm not very comfortable. Other things I can manage. Okay. So how you go on, I will be reading the sloka and you will be reading the translation and some section of the purport. How you carry on? What is the
Prabhu, first you recite the sloka, then we follow. We again recite after you the sloka.
okay, okay,
Then
okay, okay,
purport we will read one.
okay, okay. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Maya Shakta Mana Partha Jogam Junjana Madasraya Asangshayam Samagram Mam Jatha Gashashi Tatsrino.
Shri Bhagavan
Thank you. You should be glad to hear that this is the sloka which Srila Prabhupada has quoted among all the Bhagavad Gita sloka. The most quoted Bhagavad Gita sloka by Srila Prabhupada is this sloka. And this sloka is actually indicating the pure devotional service. Maya Shakta Manapartha. Ashakta. This is the main difference with other yoga. I have told, because the last section of the Bhakti of the Dhyana Yoga section has ended with this thing, that Yoginam opi sarveshang mat gatena antaratmana. Antaratmana means what? Antaratmana means antar indriya. Antaratmana means this maya shakta manapartha yoga junjana madasra. Asangshayam samagram mam jatha gashushi tatsrino. So this is the culmination of Bhakti Yoga, the first verse. And here you can see Krishna is telling that everything is me. Maya Shakta Manapartha Yoga Junjana Madasraya Asangshayam Samagram Mam Jatha Gashushi Tatsrino. How many times he has used first person? Just count it. So this is the speciality and beauty of Bhakti Yoga section. Okay. So anyone can read the translation. I think this thing I can close, but I don't know. I'm not able to close it, this section. Anyway. Anyone can read the translation? Yes, Harinimati, please read the translation.
In the 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, the nature
Mataji,
translation. Okay. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "Now hear, O son of Pritha, how by practicing yoga in full consciousness of me, with mind attached to me, You can know me in full, free from doubt.
Yes, thank you, Mataji. So here the purport is very long purport, and I will not be going through each and every uh, part of the purport. Okay, otherwise I will not be able to complete. So I will touch upon the main part of the purport, and we will carry on like that. And if you have any question, you can stop me at any point and ask me. Okay, and I will be expecting that you should previously read the section. Like today, I think you all know. Today we will be covering from verse 1 to 14. So you should be completing this verse reading. At least one you should read with purport and sloka, and you should be ready with your questions if you have any questions from your reading. Because see the purport of this Bhakti Shastri is to read Prabhupada's purport, but I will not be able to go line by line or entire all the purport. Okay, I don't know how it has been taken earlier, because now there were very long purports, and one purport can take 1 hour to explain. So we will go through the main section of the purport. Okay, so first I will try to make you understand the verse. What is this verse all about? And this here, the most important thing is Tat Srinu. Tat Srinu means that. Tat means that. Srinu means try to hear. So this is a very important limbs of Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga, the most important limbs is hearing. And Krishna himself is emphasizing this in this first verse itself. Thus, you need to hear it. Without hearing, we cannot figure out about Krishna anyway. Okay? This is the first thing, because this Krishna consciousness, particularly this Bhakti Yoga, this Bhakti, cannot be Bhakti, particularly Bhakti for Krishna. Now let me ask you a question. How we can get Bhakti for Krishna? Yes, Mataji, Shadrita Mataji.
By serving Krishna, by chanting Krishna's name.
Yes. So by serving, okay, Shani Mataji, somebody can ask. Yes.
প্রভু একটা শ্লোক ছিল তদ্বিদ্ধি প্রণিপাতন পরিপ্রশ্নেন সেবায়া
Tattvadarshina. So this is the how the Tattvadarshta. This is the word that why we should take initiation. Okay, this is the initiation verse, you can say. Okay, that we need to take a shelter of a bona fide spiritual master. Then now point is, and we need to serve him, and we need to ask humbly question, and this way we will get the knowledge. Now ultimately we get the knowledge, then ultimately what happens, and how we get to know finally. My point is, what happens after hearing, after serving, after taking shelter of bona fide spiritual master? Actually what happens? Shall we, just after initiation, the bhakti comes in our heart just by hearing and just by doing seva? What is that? Anyone will try to? This is there actually. We every day we pray this sentence actually. This is there in Narottam Das Thakur prayer, and we every day pray this. See, this is Dibbo Gyan Hridaya Prakashita. It is a revelation. It is not a recollection. It is not an reconstruction. Recollection means it is not that I am thinking, I have forgotten Krishna, I will remember Krishna. No, it is not happen like that. Reconstruction means it is not like it will not happen like reconstruction happens in the dream. Okay, Krishna consciousness will not be a dreamy revelation to a sadhaka. It will never happen. Okay, like reconstruction means we have seen, say some hill, some mountain, and we have seen gold also. So we reconstruct a golden mountain. So Krishna consciousness, Krishna will not be revealed. Krishna consciousness or Bhakti Yoga, particularly Bhakti Yoga, will not be revealed like that. Will not be exposed to us like that. So Krishna consciousness will not be, not, we cannot experience. Experience by recollection, by reconstruction, by experimentation, nothing works. Whatever we are doing, it is we are doing to satisfy Krishna, that someday he will reveal. He will reveal us. अतो श्री कृष्ण नामादि नभवेद ग्राह्यम इंद्रियैः सेवन मुखे जिहादौ स्वयमेव स्फुरत. So that's why the here in Bhakti Yoga, the asray is important, madasray, and here comes the Sharanagati. I will end today's section with this Sharanagati only. Here we are starting with this Madasray, we will end Daivihasya Gunamoyi Mama Maya Durattaya Mamevo Je Prapaddante. This is the life of Bhakti. Without Sharanagati, Bhakti is lifeless. Bhakti is lifeless. So this is the first thing we need to learn, Madasraya, without taking shelter. Madasraya means Krishna or Krishna's bona fide representative. We need to take shelter. Jogo Junjana Madasraya. We cannot do this Bhakti Yoga of our own mental speculation with our self-designed austerity. Bhakti Yoga cannot be, we cannot come to Bhakti Yoga like that way. By austerity, we can come maximum up to Dhyana Yoga. By mental speculation, we can come up to Jnana Yoga. Philosophical speculation, by philosophical speculation. There is a difference between mental speculation and philosophical speculation. In third section, we discussed about this. Philosophical speculation is good. Jnana Yoga means actually philosophical speculation. Mental speculation is Jnana speculation. Jnana Yoga means philosophical speculation. Understanding Krishna from various angles, philosophical angle, that is there. So, but Bhakti Yoga is completely different. That's why Prabhupada has given the analogy, it is the Mount Everest. Mount Everest, we can go to some small mountains, but Mount Everest, very few. Rare, and we will come to know the rarity. So this is the point. So this hearing is very, 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 very important. By hearing, what happens here, actually the entire this particular section of some from Bhagavatam, Prabhupada has quoted, Srinutang Shakatha Krishna Punna Sravana Kirtana Riddantasta Hiavadrani Vidunati Shurit Shatam Nashtaprayeshu avadreshu nittam bhagavat sevaya bhagavate uttama sloke bhaktir bhavate naistiki. So like this we can tadarajastamo bhavo kamalobhodayaschaje cheto etoirana viddham sthitam satte prasiddhati evam prasanna manaso bhagavat bhakti jogata bhagavat tattva vijnanam mukta sangasya jayate भित्तते हृदय ग्रंथिश्चित्तन्ते सर्व संशय खियन्ते चास्य कर्माणि दृष्टा एवात्मनिश्चरे. So this is the thing, this is the effect of hearing Krishna. So hearing is very, very important, and it is the difference of hearing that makes the difference in our progressive in Bhakti Yoga. Our progression, how we are progressing in Bhakti Yoga, it depends upon how we are hearing. So this hearing is very important. See, Parikshit Maharaj got liberation. Liberation means he has gone to Goloka Vrindavan. According to the Acharya's commentary, Parikshit Maharaj has gone to Goloka Vrindavan by just hearing. Sometimes we always eager to become a speaker. Shukdev Goswami has not gone then and then. after speaking, he was there because as he was speaking nicely, so he has been given further Shiva for speaking further. So he has not got immediate transferred to Golok Vrindavan. But Parikshit Maharaj has immediately transferred to Golok Vrindavan. This is the power of hearing, Sravanam. Prahlad Maharaj has started this Navavidha Bhakti. This Navavidha Bhakti's first limb is Sravanam. Sravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam. This Sravanam, I think Upadeshamrita is completed. Upadeshamrita, have you completed the Upadeshamrita or?
No, Prabhu. We
No,
have just
Prabhuji, no,
completed.
Prabhuji.
Okay,
Unit one.
Upadeshamrita has not completed. So in the Upadeshamrita, he will come, the Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur has given the steps of hearing, Sravanam Dasha. What is the meaning of Sravanam Dasha? So that is a great detail is there. So this Sravanam aspect is very important and very elaborately we can discuss, but due to time limitation, we cannot go so much. So you should read this section very clearly and you can understand that from this thing only, what are the blockage that is blocking us realize Krishna will be cleared off. Only by hearing. Now see, now this hearing, when you are hearing, sometimes if I say, is hearing is an activity? Is hearing is an activity? What is your question? What will be your answer?
This is not the activity, this is seva actually.
This is a Shiva. Shiva means what? Shiva is activity or inactivity?
Activity.
Activity. So hearing is activity?
Yes.
Hearing is activity.
But this is not the material activity, spiritual activity.
Spiritual activity. But apparently we are just sitting one place and hearing. We are not doing anything physically. Okay. Physically means gross physically. Gross physical level we are not doing as such. So this is the difference. Why I'm asking this question, this is the difference between Karma Yoga and Bhakti Yoga. And the Karma Yogi cannot only sit down at one place and hear about Krishna. He need to do something about Krishna. I want to do something. I want to build. He can build a temple about Krishna, for Krishna. He can construct. I want to construct a temple. That is Karma Yoga. And but that is a very elevated stage of Karma Yoga. Okay, he is more focused on construction part. But as he is making a construction for Krishna, it is a Karma Yoga. But Bhakti Yoga, he is fully only hearing about Krishna. Parikshit Maharaj was in great anxiety when Putana was approaching Vrindavan. What will happen now? Putana is going to kill Krishna. He is going to poison Krishna. Parikshit Maharaj in anxiety. What will happen? He was in tension. He was frightened. He knows everything. He knows that Krishna will never be killed. But when he was hearing, he was completely into that. But when we hear, I know Putana. Putana past time I have heard for so many times, I know. So this is the difference, that this Bhakti Yoga realm is very, very elevated stage. Very, very elevated stage. Same pastime we can hear, but it will be new because the same pastime Krishna is now enacting in some place. Krishna's lila is Nitya lila. We are entering into that Nitya lila, but we don't have that realization because we are not at that stage. We are theoretically at that stage. So that's why this Bhakti Yoga, we are just, Parikshit Maharaj was not doing jumping here and there or something doing. He was the Chakravarti Maharaj, but he was just sitting. But inside he was in anxiety. He was asking question. He was frightened. What will happen? But we don't have. So that's why this is something mat gatena antaratmana, fully giving heart to Krishna. So this will not happen overnight. We are in a process. We are under the shower of Bhakti Yoga. We are clearing our kalmasha, our anarthas. So here this entire paragraph, if you read, you will get to know what is happening. To hear about Krishna from Vedic literature or to hear from him directly through Bhagavad Gita is itself righteous activities. And for one who hears about Krishna, Lord Krishna, who is dwelling in everyone's heart, acts as the best wishing friend and purifies the devotee who constantly engages in hearing of him. So when we chant, how many rounds we are hearing, that makes the difference of chanting. It is very simple. Hearing is very simple. Ramananda Rai was giving various things to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Yeho bachcho aage kaho har, aage kaho har, aage kaho har. He was giving Varnashram, he was giving Karma Yoga, he was giving this thing, that thing, aage kaho har, aage kaho har. And when he said that, sthane sthito sutigatam tanuvang manongi, then Mahaprabhu said, Yeho hoy aage kaho. Yeho hoy. At that stage, because that is the stage of hearing. Simply sit at one place. Simply sit at one place means you can be a Shudra, you can be an engineer, you can be a carpenter, you can be anyone else in this world. But no qualification. Wherever you are, you stay there. No need to change your ashrama to realize Krishna, to realize Bhakti. Sthane sitang sutigatang tanuvang. Just hear. But how are we are hearing? We are hearing, we have heard so many lectures, but have we only heard the information? What about transformation of our heart? Transformative hearing will make us progress in Bhakti Yoga. So that is important. Whether we are getting free from lust, anger, greed by hearing, what is happening? Whether we are increasing forbearance, Shaishnuta, that is hearing. So when we are hearing, are we really hearing? Chant while we chant. Hear when we hear. So chanting means chanting and hearing. Hearing means hearing, nothing else. So this is not very easy thing. So, but it is in one sense very easy thing. You need not to have any qualification. You can be anyone. Just you sit and hear from a bona fide spiritual master or the representative of spiritual master or who is in the parampara. Just hear. That's it. What else? It is there. You need not to speculate anything. Everything is there in the Shastra. You just hear and read. Reading is also a silent hearing. When we are reading Prabhupada purport, is also hearing. So this is all about hearing. As he hears about Krishna, so in this way, a devotee naturally develops his dormant transcendental knowledge. As he hears more about Krishna from Bhagavatam, from the devotees, he becomes fixed in devotional service with the Lord. By development of devotional service, one becomes freed from the modes of passion and ignorance. So if someone is not muted, please remain muted, otherwise the background sound is coming. Passion and ignorance, whether we are getting free from passion and ignorance by hearing and chanting. These material lust and averts are diminished. When these impurities are wiped away, the candidate remains steady in his position of pure goodness. Here actually the entire Ado Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, Anartha Nibritti, Nishtha, Nishtha, Ruchi, Ashokti, Bhav, Prem, these steps are described here. Okay. When we study Bhagavatam, we study in that way actually, particularly these words. Here I am not going that detail, but actually from the purport we can understand. When these impurities are wiped away, so after Anartha Nibritti, the Nishtha stage is coming. Because enlivened by devotional service and understand the science of God perfectly. Thus, Bhakti Yoga serves the heart knot of material affection and enables one to come at once to the stage of Asangshayam Samagram Mam. Asangshayam Samagram. Samagram means here, in the earlier section of the purport, Prabhupada explained, Samagram means knowing Krishna in full reality. The Brahman is also a reality of Krishna, but that is partial reality. Paramatma is also a reality, but that is a partial reality. Okay, but Satchidananda Bhagavan, that is the Purno Gyan, that is the Samagram. And Asangshayam, without any doubt, undoubtedly knowing Krishna is Satchidananda Vigraha. Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead, Asangshayam. So here Krishna has used the word Asangshayam. Last word Krishna will say, Ma Shucho. Sarva dharmang parityajyo mam ekam sharanang brajo aham tang sarva papebho. Slok can be completed here also. But Krishna knows we have samsara. Krishna knows we doubt Krishna. We don't doubt WhatsApp posting. We don't doubt Facebook posting. We doubt Krishna. We don't doubt breaking news. We doubt Krishna. So Krishna knows. That's why Krishna here starting with Asangshayam and there also Mahashucho. Mahashucho word was not needed to complete that sloka, but it was needed for us. It was not needed for Arjuna. It was needed for us. Because we have doubt. Doubt is like a Ashura. It is an anartha. So that's why we need to humbly cry out at the lotus feet of Krishna, at the lotus feet of Prabhupada, at the lotus feet of our spiritual master to free from this samshaya. Then only we can actually understand Krishna as he is. Bhakti Yoga is all about to know Krishna as he is. Not as a light, not as a localized aspect in our heart. Krishna was giving this excuse that why gopis to the gopis. I am there in your heart always. You are there in my heart always. Krishna and Gopi says you give this knowledge to Kurukshetra. That is fine, not in Vrindavan. Krishna, that's why never give Bhagavad Gita again in Vrindavan. It will not act. So this is the thing. Bhakti Yoga is different. We cannot, particularly those who are Bhakta will not satisfied with any other thing other than Krishna. This is all about bhakti. So, understanding of the supreme absolute truth, personality of Godhead. Therefore, only by hearing from Krishna or from his devotees in Krishna consciousness, one can understand the signs of Krishna. So here, Prabhupada has actually given whatever we have discussed, Brahman realization and this thing. So this is a very important sloka where the importance of Shravanam is emphasized, and we have discussed elaborately about this Shravanam. So then we will see. I am moving exactly as per Prabhupada purport and also as per the syllabus given to us. So like that. So next verse we are going. Jnanam te aham savijnanam idam vakshama asheshato jajgatta neha bhuva annaj gatabam avashishyate.
ज्ञानं तेऽहं
ज्ञानम् इदं वक्ष्यामि शेषतः यद्यत्त्वानेह भूयो जज्ञात्यमवशिष्यते.
Thank you. Anyone can read the translation? Yes. Unmute him. Yes.
I shall now declare unto you in full this knowledge, both phenomenal and numinous. This being known, nothing further shall remain for you to know.
Yes, thank you. So now what is this meaning of phenomenal and numinous? Anybody knows? Here Prabhupada has translated Jnanam, phenomenal knowledge, Vijnanam, numinous knowledge. What does it mean? Phenomenal and numinous. Anybody knows?
Prabhuji, phenomenal means exceptional something.
Phenomenal means?
Exceptional.
Sectional.
Exceptional.
Exceptional. Okay, exceptional. Not exactly. Anyone else? See, this is very important to understand. Here Krishna is telling phenomenal means things which is as they are, as we are experiencing. Phenomena. Some phenomena means some event we are seeing. Some phenomena. Something we are seeing, something we are perceiving by our senses. So the things that how we are perceiving it. That is the phenomenal part. And numinous knowledge means the things, understanding the things as they are. Okay. So Jnanam means phenomenal knowledge, and Vijnanam means numinous knowledge, means the knowing the things. It is not that key how we are perceiving by our senses. It is beyond our perception. It is beyond our perception. Okay. So that is what is all about Vijnanam. Okay. Aja, before I go further, I want to stop this sharing, and I want to show some things, actually the overview of the entire chapter, and then I will go the important aspect of this section. Otherwise, I will forget that to show how to unshare it, because I am not getting. If Aja, stop sharing. Okay, just a minute. Acha, what are the reference books you are referring for this study of this Bhakti Shastri? Any reference book has been told to you? Are you referring any reference book?
No problem.
Okay. You want to get some reference book?
One handbook is there,
That's true.
Bhakti Shastri handbook.
A handbook is already
Yes,
is
that's all.
there.
That's all on Bhagavad Gita as it is. We are not following any other book.
Prabhu, you can give some references and we will.
Yes. I want to give some reference because that is what we have been given when I studied from Mayapur Institute long ago. So, but at that time, some other books were there now, and I have studied in Bengali, but in English, there are very nice references are there. So, 2, 3 reference books I will share. You can get it actually. I should not say I have the PDF things, but I will show you the PDF, but you should not ask me to give the PDF. You should buy, but better to buy those books. Something I will share by PDF, but other books is better to buy it. That is my request. That will be my request. Okay. So it will be helpful for you. It is very nice book. Yes. Yes. So this is the knowledge of absolute. The first 3 words, the glory of knowledge about Lord Krishna. Know about Krishna. Hearing reveals phenomenal and luminous knowledge, Jnana and Vijnana about Krishna. Realized knowledge is very rare. Okay. So this 1 to 3 sloka is the glory of knowledge about Lord Krishna. The next part is 4 to 12. That is knowledge of Lord Krishna's energies. Okay. The knowledge of Krishna's energies. Material energy constitutes earth, water, air, etc. And spiritual energy comprises of living entities. 4 to 5, these things will be there. That is Bhinna Prakriti, and that is the Nikrishta Prakriti, that is the material energy and the spiritual energy. 6 to 7, Krishna is the creator, maintainer, and destroyer. So this will be explained how Krishna is everything. How is Krishna consciousness is present in every sphere of our existence. 8 to 12, Krishna is all pervasive, the essence of everything, and is beyond the material modes. Okay, he is there. Now the next section is, here the section division is little different, 13 to 19. Here we will discuss in this way. What is the stumbling block in surrendering to Krishna? That will be discussed in sloka 13. And 14 is why surrender to Krishna is important. Okay. So the jiva deluded by the modes can be transcend them by surrender to Krishna. This is 13, 14. So up to this section we will discuss that why. And here how why some are not surrendering and why some are surrendering. What are the qualifications that some are surrendering and some are not surrendering? That we will discuss in 15 to 16, and 17 to 19 is how some are surrendering. So these things we will discuss later in the next class. So today's discussion will be limited up to verse 14. Okay, so this is the flow, and here the next part is 20 to 25 demigod worship and impersonalism we will discuss, and then 26 to 30 delusion by Maya to devotion to Krishna. So here Krishna knows past, present, and future. So here are the subsection. When we will discuss those things, I will discuss about that thing. So our today's discussion will be limited to up to verse number 14. So now we are discussing glory of knowledge about Lord Krishna. Krishna is starting that glory. So this is the thing I want to show you, and then I will refer this thing. This is actually Gita Shubhodhini, compiled by Gauranga Darshan, Gauranga Darshan Prabhu. Yes, Gauranga Darshan Prabhu. And there is another book that is also that I will share by PDF. That is a freely available PDF. That is this name is Gita Shubhodhini, but this is actually is Gauranga Priya Darshan Prabhu's Bhagavad Gita note. This is also very nice note. Here you will get various notes. I can say and there is another book written by Bhurijan Prabhu. Here the yoga ladder has been explained very nicely. So many things are there actually here. It is a very good reference for going deeper of this, particularly the Bhagavad Gita part. This is surrender. So here also another breakdown is there. 7 to 1 just here, knowing Krishna's material and spiritual, and Krishna controls the mode, so surrender. Here these sections we are discussing this 1, 2, 3 section. Just here, knowing Krishna by hearing about him. 7 to 4, knowing Krishna's material and spiritual energy. Section 3, Krishna controls the mode, so surrender. Okay, that we will know from this 13. So here also different sections are segregated, and here the each and every purport has been. This I will share in the group. Okay, this will be very good reference to go in detail. Okay, and we can, if you can ask any question from this. This is a very nice notes actually. So okay, so let back to that part. So I actually will be doing as double screen sharing. I want to do parallel sharing. I don't know how to do it. This also I will do. I want to close it down actually. This. Yeah, right. You can see my screen.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Both
Yes,
the screens are visible, na? Now?
Yes, yes, Prabhu.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
yes, yes, both of them.
Just. Yes. So, steps of hearing we have discussed. 7.2, this is the nominal part, and so what does it mean by phenomenal and nominal? We have understood. So here Krishna is telling that now I will give you full understanding. Now here one question comes. Now I will ask one question. Here Krishna is telling that By knowing this, nothing remained to be known. Okay. Now my question is, then why other sections of then Bhagavad Gita should complete it at chapter 7 only? Then why other things are there? Or okay, we understand that Krishna is referring to the entire Bhagavad Gita. Now, after we have heard this thing that the Bhagavad Gita is the preliminary study of spirituality, the undergraduate study, Bhagavatam is the graduation, and Chaitanya Charitamrita is the post-graduation. So what does it mean? Have you heard this thing? Huh?
Yes, Prabhu.
So what does it mean? But Krishna is telling nothing to be known. What does it mean? Anyone? Try to think. What does it mean? Yes, Shivani Mataji.
Prabhuji, Bhagavad Gita is telling that who is Lord, and Srimad Bhagavatam tells that what are the activities of the Lord, and the Chaitanya Charitamrita it tells that भगवान का हृदय कैसा है.
Very nice answer. Exactly.
How he is from his heart.
Exactly. Very good. Exactly. This is the answer. So, actually, the Bhagavad Gita is telling that Janma Karma cha me dibbam. But what is the Janma and what is the Karma is not elaborately described in Bhagavad Gita. That is described in Bhagavatam. Okay. So, Bhagavad Gita is who is God. Know who is God. Okay. Surrender unto Him. That is the main thing. Know who is God and surrender unto Him. And then Bhagavatam is about activity. And then Chaitanya Charitamrita is about the mentality. Chaitanya Manovhishtang Sthapitang Jana Bhutale Shayang Rupam Kadam. Chaitanya Manovhishtang. What is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is thinking? That Rupa Goswami knows. And that Rupa Goswami transferred it to Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. And that's why you will read Chaitanya Charitamrita. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is revealing why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is appearing. What he was thinking. About that chapter is there. One after another chapter is going on. What Krishna is thinking. What Krishna's mentality is there. So, in principle, here the knowledge is there. But this knowledge is not that, it is complete in one sense that to know about Krishna. Okay. To know about Krishna, this is there. This knowledge is sufficient. This knowledge is not incomplete. The completeness has a principle. Okay. It has a principle about this completeness of this knowledge. Okay. So we need to understand in that way that I want to show you something which will be very clear. Just a minute. So, yes. So the progression is like this. Bhagavad Gita reveals the God's identity. Bhagavatam reveals God's activity, and Chaitanya Charitamrita reveals God mentality. Okay. So the principle is that actually what are the things that in connection to the identity we come to know about mainly three things. and other two things are also there. Main three things are there. That is called Tattvatraya. So that Tattvatraya is Jagat, Jiva, and Jagadishwar. Jagat means this Prakriti, matter. Jiva means the spirit, living entity, and the Jagadish, the controller, Ishar. These are the main thing. About this thing, the Bhagavad Gita is giving the complete knowledge. So that's why this is complete in that sense. About the identity and taking the Jiva, the rebellious Jiva, the forgetful Jiva, to surrender to Krishna. So that sense, this is complete. For the surrendering to Krishna, this knowledge is there. And by the purport of the Krishna, pure devotee Srila Prabhupada, this Bhagavad Gita is such a wonderful book that this Bhagavad Gita can reveal everything to us. This is fairly sad because here Prabhupada has quoted from Bhagavatam, Prabhupada has quoted from Chaitanya Charitamrita, everything Prabhupada has given here. Because Prabhupada was not sure how long he will be there. So he has given everything in this Bhagavad Gita. Okay. So in that sense, by the mercy of Krishna and Srila Prabhupada, this is a complete knowledge. We get everything from this knowledge. So I just want to highlight upon that about identity, activity, mentality. These three things are the progression. Okay. Okay. So now again I will be sharing. Yes. So the last part, Krishna Prabhupada is here explaining that Kashmin vo bhagavata bhagavo vikkata sarvam idam vikkatam bhavati. So this does not mean that knowing everything does not mean that a person who is a Krishna conscious person who knows everything, he will be knowing all the formulas of the physics, of all the chemical equations. No, not like that. We need to understand that also. Though everything is included, because by knowing Krishna, everything is included. Because he is the basis of all equation, he is the basis of all formulas. So like that, we will come to know about Krishna. Okay. So this is about the summary that about this thing. We are knowing that by knowing him, Krishna, the glories of knowing Krishna. Okay. Now here, the rarity of taking towards Krishna consciousness is discussed. Manushanam sahasreshu kaschit jatati siddhaye jatatam api siddhanam kaschin mam vetti tattata.
Manusyanam
Yes. Someone can read the translation.
Out of many thousands among men, one may endeavor for perfection, and of those who have achieved perfection, hardly one knows me in truth.
What does it mean, perfection here? Out of many thousand among men, one who endeavor for perfection. Siddhaye. What is perfection? Anyone want to think and express the thinking?
Who knows completely about the Lord?
That is perfection. Anyone want to say something else? Anyone is having something in their mind, can reveal their mind? Yes. Shivani Mataji.
Prabhuji, who have achieved perfection means the process for achieving means the process for achieving the Krishna prema or the process of bhakti yoga, that about the perfection of bhakti yoga or the jnana yoga, that
Now
is
see,
totally
here try to understand. Here he's telling, out of many thousand among men, one may endeavor for perfection. And of those who achieve perfection, those who achieved perfection, hardly one knows me in truth. So
Prabhu,
that
knowledge of the
means
soul.
even this perfection is not sufficient to know Krishna. Yes. Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhu, knowledge of the soul.
Yes. This is what Prabhupada said in one lecture, and here also Prabhupada says there's something like that. There are various grades of men, and out of many thousand, one may sufficiently interested in transcendental realization to try to know what is the self, what is the body. At least those who perfectly knows that he is not material body, is not matter, he is soul. He is that self-realized person, Atmogan. That is the perfection here Krishna is referring to. But Atmogan is a very preliminary understanding. And that is also very difficult for us. Only Atmogan will not reveal Krishna. No Krishna is like Krishna Gan, Bhagavad Gan. Okay. So this is the so now my question is, so Koschit Mam Vetti Tattvato. Koschin Mam Vetti Tattvato. So from this, it appears that Bhagavad Gita, the practice of Bhakti Yoga, is very difficult, isn't it? What do you think? Practice of Bhakti Yoga is very difficult. Krishna is telling, Manushanam Sahasreshu. Sahasra. Sahasra means 1000. Among 1000, maybe one. Very rarely one may try endeavor for self-realization. And among those who endeavor, Koschin Mam Vetti Tattvato. Among them, from them, someone rarely knows me Tattvato as I am. To think. So actually, these words gives a misconception about Bhakti Yoga process, that it is very difficult. Many devotees has this understanding actually. So we need to clarify this thing. We need to understand this thing. It is actually not, Krishna is not speaking about the difficulty of Bhakti Yoga. But Krishna is telling the rarity of simply accepting Krishna as he is very difficult. It is not the Bhakti Yoga path is difficult, but accepting Krishna as he is, simply accepting Krishna as he is, as Spirit Krishna is telling, Krishna will be telling that Aham Sarvasya Prabhav. But accepting this, because I think I am Sarvasya Prabhav. Coming out from that I, changing that false ego to real ego is the difficult task. That's why it is difficult. Otherwise, there is nothing difficult. It is, everything is very crystal clear. Krishna will say now, Gita Rahasyam. Why Rahasya? It is open book. 700 verses in front of everyone. Why it is Rahasya? Rahasya is actually, we are not ready to accept. We have Samshaya. We are not.
Even Brahmaji also said.
Yes. So we are not ready to accept this thing. The problem is there. So that is, now we will read this. This purport is very, very important purport actually. So the why first of all Prabhupada is telling it is very rare, because mostly, generally, mankind is simply engaged in animal propensities. First of all, mankind is only animal propensity. Ahara nidra bhai maithunancha. Samanna vevo prati pushu vishamana. So they are only after eating, meeting, defending, and sleeping. Eating, sleeping, defending, and meeting. And hardly anyone is interested in transcendental knowledge. The first 6 chapters of the Gita are meant for those who are interested in transcendental knowledge and in understanding the self, the super self, and the process of realization by Jnana Yoga and Dhyana Yoga, and discrimination of the self from matter. However, so this is the first, this is about perfection, knowing self as a non-material, okay, and knowing about super self. Here Prabhupada is not saying that about Krishna, because why super self? Because through Jnana Yoga, we are going to a Dhyana Yoga process, where we are realizing about Paramatma. First, see, Brahman is Brahman realization gives a non-material experience of divinity. Okay, then super self gives the localized experience of the divinity. But Krishna, now Prabhupada is saying, however, Krishna can be known only by person who are in Krishna consciousness. Other transcendentalists may achieve impersonal Brahman realization, for this is easier than understanding Krishna. Krishna understanding it is easier than understanding Krishna. Brahman realization. Krishna is the supreme person, but at the same time he is beyond the knowledge of Brahman and Paramatma. The yogis and gyanis are confused in their attempt to understand Krishna. Although the greatest of the impersonalists, Shankaracharya has admitted in his Gita commentary that Krishna is the supreme person of Godhead, his followers do not accept Krishna as such. So that means why it is difficult, because most of the cases, these Jnana yogis, they, instead of going further, realize about, after realizing Brahman, they think that I want to merge into Brahman, because they have the inclination to become God. Even for the Paramatma realized soul, they think that they initially they try to focus on that I am self and he is super self, so super self or super soul. I am soul, he is super soul. I am Atma, he is Paramatma. I am meditating. But when he is coming to the perfection of that is Siddhis, all the Siddhis, after achieving the Siddhis, he thinks that now I am so powerful. So I am also like Paramatma. So that's why they are baffled. They are baffled by this thing. So that's why it is very difficult to moving one step after another step. So that's why this progression, we need to understand that this Jnana Yoga, Dhyana Yoga is a progressive path. It is not the culmination. Culmination is knowing Krishna as he is. And for that, it is a simple thing. Krishna can be known only by the person who are in Krishna consciousness. That means by hearing from a person who is a pure devotee. Otherwise, we cannot understand. So Krishna makes this process in such a way to know him that you have to hear from a bona fide person who is a pure devotee. Krishna himself here is acting as a guru of Arjuna, that he is giving the knowledge, but we are not having this facility, but we are not deprived of anything less. We are not getting anything less from Arjuna. If we surrender to Srila Prabhupada purport and we surrender to Srila Prabhupada present representatives who are following Prabhupada and taking progress, taking this Krishna consciousness movement forward, we can surrender to them, we will also know. But we have to surrender to a Krishna conscious person who is a pure devotee. So Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, the cause of all cause, the primeval Lord Govinda, Ishvara Paramo Krishna Satchidananda Vikram, Sarva Karana Karana. It is very difficult for non-devotees to know him. Although non-devotees declare that the path of bhakti or devotional service is very easy, they cannot practice it. If the path of bhakti is so easy as the non-devotee class of men proclaim, then why do they take up the difficult path? So that's why Rupa Goswami is quoting Shruti Sriti Puranadi Pancharatrik Vidir Vina Oikantika Harer Bhakti Utpadaya Kalpa. So this is not very easy thing. So we need to understand. Even Krishna is telling Muchante Yat Shurayo. That means not even demigods. Devatas also does not understand Krishna as he is. Because this is a revelation. There comes the point of revelation. Ato Sri Krishna Namadi Navavet Kachamindrai Shivana Mukhe Jihadu Shayameva Sfirta. So if we surrender unto a bona fide spiritual master and follow his instruction, obviously it is very sure that Krishna consciousness, Krishna, this Krishna we will be knowing Krishna as he is. It is not possible to know Krishna fully. Okay. But we will know Krishna as he is. How we are related to Krishna, it will be revealed to us if we follow it. So our part is to follow the bona fide spiritual master instruction, Krishna's instruction. That's it. Okay. So this is the importance of this. Even though it is rare, it is not difficult if we follow a bona fide path. But if we speculate, if we try to figure out of our own, it is difficult. It is impossible. Slok 4. So now from this section, from first section is completed. Now we are entering into the third section. Third section is this. Third section is, so this is the rarity of this knowledge. Okay. So we discussed this thing. Now here we are third section, knowing Krishna's material and spiritual energies. Okay. So here we will be knowing material and spiritual energies. So this is the physics. Physics, first we will know the material and spiritual. First the material, then the spiritual. Bhumirapo nalo vayu khangmana buddhire vacha ahankaro iti yang me bhinna prakritirashtada. If someone can read. Thank you. So here the translation is earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego. All together, these 8 constitute my separated material energies. So now I will try to understand what is the meaning of separated material energies. So Prabhupada has given many wonderful purport here. I will not go through the entire purport. You can read. I will just try to make you understand what does it mean bhinna prakriti. Bhinna prakriti. Prabhupada has given example that suppose the cow is there and from the cow the milk is coming. Okay. So the milk is cow's separated energy. What does it mean? That means if the milk is there, but when the milk is there it is not necessary the cow need to be there. The cow need not to be present there where the milk is there. Cow has given the milk can be collected and can be distributed, can be given, can be consumed by human being, by the calves, like that. So that means there is a difference, though it is coming from the source, from the cow. So there is a difference between the cow and the milk. So this is how we can understand. So Prabhupada has given an example that I am now giving this lecture. It is being recorded, and afterwards it will be played. At that time, I will not be present. I need not be present when it will be played, but it is my recording. So that recording is me, but different from me. Okay. So this material energy is coming from Krishna, but it is different from Krishna. Okay. So this is the basic understanding of this thing, and for this understanding, one should understand the three Vishnu Datta: Mahavishnu, Garbhodakshay Vishnu, and Kirodakshay Vishnu. The Mahavishnu is the Paramatma of the entire creation. Garbhodakshay Vishnu is the Paramatma of this entire Brahmanda, and Kshirodakshay Vishnu is the Paramatma of the living entities, super soul. So Kshirodakshay Vishnu is present within our heart, within the each and every atoms. Okay. So he is smaller. So Krishna is bigger than the biggest. Mahavishnu is biggest. We cannot think how big he is. And Kshirodakshay Vishnu is smaller than the smallest. We cannot think how small he is. So this is Krishna's inconceivable potency. Okay. So the material world is temporary manifestation of one of the energies of the Lord. So this is the only one energy. And here another sentence is there. Yes, the science of God is okay. So this is just in one energy of the Lord. Okay. So here Prabhupada has given the Shankho analysis of this material energy, material world. This you can read. If you have any question, we can take it. So we will move towards the next verse. Here Krishna, so material energy, Krishna is explaining material energy is actually just one thing I will just touch. The material energy is having two division. One is gross material, another is subtle material. Gross material is Khiti, Optej, Marudbam, the Pancha Mahabhut, and subtle material is mind, intelligence, and falsity. Okay. So from the Shankho point of view, it has been a 24 element. So that you can read. They are depending upon the karmendriyo, this gross materials is further segregated into various divisions. Okay, so this is 7.5. This is a spiritual energy. Apurimeo mitaste annam prakritim viddhi me param jiva bhuta mahabhayo jagatam jayadam dharyate jagat. Yes, someone can read.
Parimitastvanyam prakritim viddhi me param jivabhutam
Yes, thank you. Translation: besides this, O mighty armed Arjuna, there is another superior energy of mind which comprises the living entity who are exploiting the resource of this material inferior nature. Okay. Resource of this material inferior nature. Jayadang dharayate jagat. So here Krishna is telling that this is the Jiva Bhuta. Here Krishna is telling this is Jiva Bhuta. This is the living entity, the non-living. In our preliminary study of science, we have also studied non-living being and living being. So Krishna is also giving that same thing. Non-living being, he has non-living aspect he has explained initially, and now he is explaining the living entities. Who are the living entities? The living entities are his Jiva Bhuta part. Is a superior energy. The living entity, the non-living elements are coming out from his inferior energy. So there are two energies. One is that the inferior energy is, that's why it is that's why it is bhinna prakriti. Bhinna prakriti means it is inferior, but here it is superior energy. Okay, here it is clearly mentioned the living entity belongs to the superior nature of the energy of the Supreme Lord. The inferior is the matter manifested in different elements, namely earth, water, fire, ether, mind, intelligence, and false zero. So here Krishna is actually explaining the Jiva Tattva. The Jiva Tattva is superior, means it is eternal, it is conscious. But living entity, the Prakriti means Jara Prakriti is eternal, but it is not conscious. That's why it is Bhinna Prakriti and it is inferior. But it is why it is superior, because it is conscious. Okay, so and as it is conscious, it has some superior nature. It can control over inferior nature. Just like this laptop, this app we are using. So we have manipulated the material energy and we are using it for some activity. The aeroplane is flying in the sky. So everywhere this matter and spirit is combined, and ultimately it is controlled by a superior energy. That is a living entity. So that is the meaning that the living entities are exploiting the resource of this material and inferior energy. But that does not mean that he is supremely exploiting. He is the ultimate exploiter. No, he is doing it dependently. He is not independent of this material resource in exploitation of the material energy. So here Prabhupada has quoted from Bhagavatam this verse: Apurimitam dhruvastanu brito yadi sharvato gatas trahi na shashvatiti niyamo dhruvo na netartha ajani cha yanmayam tad avimuccho niyantru bhavet samam anugatam yat amotam matodustaya. So here actually the difference between living entity and the non and Krishna, the supreme living entity, has been described. Here, supreme eternal. If the embodied living entities were eternal and all pervading like you, then they would not be under your control. But if the living entities are accepted as minute energy of your lordship, then they are at once subject to your supreme control. Therefore, real liberation entails surrender by living entity to your control, and that surrender will make them happy. In that constitutional position only can they be controllers. Therefore, men with limited knowledge who advocate the monistic theory that God and the living entities are equal in all respects are actually guided by a faulty and polluted opinion. So here actually Prabhupada is nullifying the monistic theory by this verse, that living entity and supreme living entity, there is a difference, because living entity is minute in nature. Okay. Yes. Shivani Mataji, yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Prabhuji, here it is saying that that surrender will make them happy. In that constitutional position only can they be controllers.
Yes.
This line I could not understand.
Yes, in that constitutional position only they be controllers. Controllers means in that constitutional position, when we are actually situating in our constitutional position, we can be here. Controller does not mean supreme controller. Okay, in that position we can act freely. We can act. Now our action is not free. We are bound. But in like Narad Muni can fly, can go anywhere because he is in spiritual body. Spiritual body does not have any restriction. Spiritual body, when we will be evolved in spiritually completely, we will not have any restriction. We will not be controlled by this inferior nature. Okay, we can manipulate the inferior nature at that point. So in that sense, we will become actually the controllers of this inferior nature. Okay, when we completely situated in that position, that this is one understanding. Another understanding is that when we become pure devotee, we can even control Krishna. That is the highest understanding. Krishna says, Aham Bhakta Paradhina. Krishna says in Bhagavatam, Aham Bhakta Paradhina. I am controlled by my devotees. Okay. So that's why Prabhupada said, why you want to become God? A devotee is greater than God in that sense. Okay. That is in Lila, in pastime, from the perspective of pastime. But from the perspective of Tattva, Jiva is always under the control of Supreme Personality of Godhead. But when he is in liberated position, here means in that when he is situated in liberated position, he can be controller, means he can be free from the subjugation of material bondage. So in that sense, is that clear?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Okay. So, so here actually it is the liberation, illusory material energy. He attains a stage called mukti. Okay, and only Krishna can give this mukti, no one else. Okay, that we will discuss later also. So, This is about, so here we need to understand that from this word we may think that the prisoner is actually maintaining the prison. No, here the prisoner is not maintaining the prison. Okay, for the prisoner, prison is maintained by the supreme authority. Okay, so, and prisoners here, particularly in material world, Krishna has given this freedom that just to satisfy their false ego, they can manipulate to some extent this material energy. They can build a skyscraper building, they can build uh, uh, Boeing 007 that aircraft, big aircraft, uh, so many things. But ultimately, all those things are controlled by material nature under the direction of Krishna. Okay, he feel that he is controlling, he is exploiting. He has given this minute independence. That's it. Okay. So, verse 6. एतज्जोनिनि भूतानि सर्वान्नीति उपधारया अहं कृष्णस्य जगत प्रभव प्रलयस्तथा. Yeah, I am just, for the time is limited, that's why I am reading the translation. No need to repeat now. All created beings have their source in these two natures of all that is material and all that is spiritual in this world. Know for certain that I am both the origin and dissolution. So Krishna is here establishing his greatness. I am the starting point and I am the ending. Nothing beyond me. Everything is actually my energy. Krishna is clearly declaring this. All created beings have their source in these two nature. Nothing, anything we are seeing, it is the mixture, it is a combination of matter and spirit. Nothing else is there. And all that is material and all that is spiritual in this world, know for certain that I am both the origin and dissolution. There is nothing apart from this. Okay, so Krishna is here. Here Prabhupada is writing that Nitya Nityanam Chetana Suchetana. Everything. So here everything is coming from Krishna. Nothing is beyond Krishna's purview, Krishna's jurisdiction. Okay, so this is what actually meant. So we completed this section. Now we will go to the next section where Krishna will now give the example. Okay. And here Krishna is concluding this thing. Matta paratarang na annat kinchidasti dhananjaya mai sharvamidang patang sutre muniganaigo. So, O conqueror of wealth, there is no truth superior to me. Everything rests upon me as pearls are strung on a thread. So this is the the basic. Krishna here is declaring that I am the basis of everything that is existing. The existence is due to me. If from a necklace of pearl, the thread is taken out, the pearls will be, the beauty of necklace will be gone. The necklace will not exist without the thread, though the thread is not visible. When we see a necklace, we don't appreciate the thread. We appreciate the pearls. We appreciate the ornaments. But the holding, the existence of this entire ornament is the thread. So Krishna is that unseen reality. Here Krishna is declaring. And no annat. So he is declaring the superlative degree. Matta parataram no annat. And here, by these words, Krishna is completely defeating the Mayavad philosophy, whose philosophy is that living entity is same to God. Living entity is as good as God. They address themselves as a Narayana. Okay, so here Prabhupada is completely defeating this thing. Okay, here Prabhupada is Shetashara Upanishad. He is referring this particular verse. Okay, Many places, Sachidananda Vigraha, and this from Brahma Samhita he has started Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha. Okay, so this is a very, very important words, and you should read these words in thorough, toto, in detail. So I am just giving you the theme of these words. This important theme is that here the Mayavad philosophy is completely defeated by Srila Prabhupada. Okay. Here Prabhupada the impersonal put more stress on the word Arupam. But this Arupam is not impersonal. It indicates that the transcendental form of eternity, bliss, and knowledge as described in Brahma Samhita quoted above. Other verses in the Shadashwaraguna substance is as follows. Vedaham itam purusham mahantam adittavarnam tamashaparastat tameva viditta mrittumiti na anna pantha viditta janna jasmat param na aparam asti kinchit jasmin na anyana jayot asti kinchit vriksha evos stabho divi tishthat ekas tenetam purnam purushena sarvam. Why Prabhupada is establishing, giving reference from Shastri Upanishad? Because Mayavadi philosophers, they don't appreciate much the Shruti Shastras, Smriti Shastras like Bhagavad Gita, which is a part of Smriti Shastra, though it is actually Shruti in Smriti. I think you have listened about this thing, that Bhagavad Gita is called the Gita Upanishad. Upanishad. It is as good as Upanishad. Upanishad means Upanishad is a part of Shruti Shastra because it is coming from Krishna's lotus mouth, from the absolute truth himself, personified absolute truth is speaking himself. So it is the authority of Bhagavad Gita is as good as Shruti Shastra. But Mayavadi philosophers does not want to accept that. That's why Prabhupada is rejecting the Mayavadi philosophy by giving reference from Upanishad, which is a part of Shruti Shastra. So it is the same word, same theme, same conclusion is there in the Upanishad also. So I know that Supreme Personality of Godhead who is transcendental to all material conception of darkness, only he who knows him can transcend the bonds of birth and death. There is no way for liberation other than this knowledge of that Supreme Person. Mayavadi philosophers think that knowing about Brahma Sattva Jagat Mithya, just by knowing Brahma, they think that beyond Krishna, Brahma is the real reality. They are understanding that Krishna, this personalistic view of reality is a convenient illusion. The real reality is Brahman, but actually that is not the truth. They think that as we cannot initially think of something impersonal, which is actually the reality, we are taking this form, so this form, and we are going towards that. But actually, it is not like that. It is clearly mentioned in Vedic literature that Brahma Jyoti is nothing but the effulgent ray coming from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is elaborately described in Chaitanya Charitamrita also. So this we need to understand that Krishna is the Paratattva, Param Tattva, Paratpar Tattva. Na Annat Parataram. Na Annat, that is nothing beyond. Ashama Urdha. Ashama. Nothing is equal to Krishna, nothing is beyond to Krishna. Ashama Urdha Tattva. So this we need to understand very clearly. Okay, so this verse is very important from that perspective that it completely defeats Mayavadi interpretation of Vedic conclusion. Okay. So now we are moving towards another section, 7.8, 2 words. Just a minute. So, yes. So, knowing Krishna's material and spiritual energies. Okay. So we have now understood in principle, in general, what is material and what is spiritual. That we have understood. In general, we understood that the basis of everything is Krishna's various energy. Parashtra Shakti Vividhai Pushvate. The various energies is all about what we are seeing in this world. So now Krishna will give some example, okay, to make it more clear and not only for that, another importance or import of this section is that we can now we know a general principle, but Krishna is giving much more detail, some example by which we can connect with Krishna, we can remember Krishna. So these verses are Srila Prabhupada has quoted for remembering Krishna. Rasoham apshukantayo prabhavasmi shashishurayo pranava sarva vedeshu shabdakhe purusham rishu. O son of Kunti, I am the taste of water, the light of the sun and the moon, the syllable Om in the Vedic mantras, and I am the sound in either ether and ability in man. Okay. So here Krishna is telling that I am the taste of water. Okay. Water is a very common thing. Okay. That we always drink. So here Krishna is explaining the all-pervasive, diverse. This verse explains how the Lord is all-pervasive by His diverse material and spiritual energies. So, what does it mean by I am the taste of the water? Now, physically, we know water is actually a tasteless liquid. So, what does it mean? Can anyone answer? What does it mean by the taste of water?
Prove the satisfaction we get after drinking water, referring to that.
Satisfaction, yes, to some extent, it's like that.
The depth of thirsty. How much we are thirsty, that depends on water taste. Then if we are deeply thirsty, then we can get the taste of water.
Get the taste, yes. But there is no taste actually. The thirst is mitigated. That is one satisfaction we get. But what does it mean that I am the taste? Anyone from biological background, biological science, physiological science background is there in the group? Actually, here Krishna is giving a very common physiological phenomena referring to it actually. See, when we and Srila Prabhupada has elaborated it in a very extreme way. I will give some example. Krishna here is giving this sense in that sense, for tasting anything, how we taste anything. We taste anything when we eat we put something in our mouth, and then the saliva is there. When the saliva mixed with that food, then only we start tasting it. So the saliva is another reformed is coming from water only. Okay. So anything without that watery portion of the saliva, we cannot taste anything. Even though we are eating the best food, best item, but if that saliva secretion is not there, we cannot taste. When we are a feverish condition, even though we eat something, we will not taste anything. I think we have all that experience. So that means the saliva is not actually, we are not actually getting that thing. So the point is the basis of all taste. Krishna is mentioning the fundamental reality of anything, the basis of everything. So here the taste of water means that anything watery, without that watery substance in the saliva, we cannot taste anything. And Prabhupada has taken it another extreme, that even the drunkard who are drinking liquor, if they can also think that the taste of this liquor is the basis, what the taste they are getting, that is also Krishna, one day they will become Krishna conscious. By drinking liquor, Prabhupada, because Prabhupada was to whom Prabhupada was giving the first preaching activity, it was to the hippies. They were all drunkards. So Prabhupada has to make this point that by drinking also you can, and he has derived it from here only. So this is one thing. And recently I was hearing one lecture, and there somebody asked how I can remember Krishna. Even though I know that taste of water is Krishna, I cannot remember. Then the Maharaj said, I think the name of the Maharaj I'm forgetting, Prabhupada disciple only. So he said that in the filter you can write this thing. Prabhavashmi Shashi Rasaham of Shukuntayo, or the taste of water is Krishna. Or in your water bottle you can write. And when you drink, Prabhupada also said, when you drink one sip, two sip, drinking water, and you can remember this sloka. Rasaham Shukunta, by that we can remember Krishna anywhere, whether we are in the office, in our business field, in our any activity, we can remember Krishna. So that by that we can remember Krishna, we can remain Krishna conscious in any situation. So Prabhupada has said, has quoted this verse, that everyone has seen Krishna. Because everyone has seen sunlight. So Krishna is saying the light of the sun and the moon is Krishna. What does it mean? It means that the sun and moon, the basic principle. So now we know from physical science that sun and moon, the light we are seeing, it has some other mechanical explanation. But whatever mechanical explanation is there, the physical explanation is there, that may be there. We don't know. But that physical phenomena, even though that physical phenomena is there, why that phenomena is happening there? Why it is not happening in my home? Why I cannot create another sun? Why I cannot, if I know the phenomena of light, of sun or moon, can I create one sun and moon? We cannot. That means the sun and moon is something beyond me. And even this water, I have this all these things what Krishna is telling. It is a very, very important thing, because water, Krishna is telling taste of water. Now think, water means chemically what we know about water. Anyone knows chemical composition of water?
H2O.
H2O. Now H2O is there in the ice. H2O is there in the steam. But that ice or steam can quench our thirst? Cannot quench our thirst. Krishna, only the water can quench our thirst. That's why this water is Krishna. So this is a very important thing, that even though the physical things are not wrong, but Krishna is telling specifically this thing because it has some significance. Okay. This water, and this water is actually the taste, anything that rasa, roop, ras, gandha, shabda, sparsha. These are the fundamental tanmatra. You know the tanmatra? Krishna has spoken in second chapter. Matra sparsha istu konteyo shitoshna shukutukoda matra. That matra is tanmatra. This tanmatra means perception, sensual perception. Okay. So this sensual perception happens through water, through this liquid. So we can, this rush is that rush is perceived by this water. So this is the fundamental understanding of this. I am the taste of the water, the light of the sun and moon, and syllable Om. The Om is present in everywhere in the Vedic literature. Okay. And that Om is Krishna. Even though Om is there, this Om is a non-personal manifestation of absolute truth. Hare Krishna Mahamantra is a personal manifestation. So even though the Vedic literature, those who are reading, it is there. Krishna is always there. Vedeshu Sharvo Pranavo Sharvo Vedeshu. Pranavo means the three-letter Om. Jiva Goswami has given Om means Hare Krishna Mahamantra. It is there. Radha Krishna, he has given another in Bhakti Sandarbha. His explanation is different, which is there in Bhagavatam. I am not going into that detail. So here Prabhupada is explaining this Achinta Bhedavet Tattva, sublime doctrine of Achinta Bhedavet Tattva, simultaneously oneness and difference. Because everything that we are seeing, so that does not mean that Krishna is the taste of water, does not mean that we will start worshipping water tomorrow, or we will start worshipping sun or moon. No. Krishna is a taste of water does not mean that Krishna is reduced only to water. Krishna is reduced only to the sun or moon, or the light of the sun or the moon. No. Krishna is that, and Krishna is beyond that. Krishna is Satchidananda Vigraha always. But Krishna's various multifarious through energies, Krishna's active presence is also there. So this is what the Achinta Bheda Tattva all about. This we need to understand. Otherwise, we can start become a nature worshipper. Instead of Krishna worshipper, we can become nature worshipper. No.